Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. It's not just me. Come on, y'all know better. Looky here.
You know, when you're a plumber, sometimes you got to check the plumbing. I'm just saying it happens. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. If you've been here before, welcome back. We love having y'all here. We really do. And it's neat when we get to get out and meet people. That's what makes it really, really fun. But those of y'all that have never been here before, welcome to the show. This is the Trade Talks Live. We talk about all aspects of the trade, and we talk about it so that you don't have to do research and figure all this out. Literally, you can get up every day, watch this for an hour, and you're going to learn more about the trades, about the trade, the industry, the niche, the profession that you are in. And learning more about it will help you move up into the top 5% of your industry, because most people don't learn much about what they do.
That's it.
And
Keep learning.
We got lightning and thunder going on, guys. So if we disappear, it's Whiskey Wednesday.
See y'all.
I'm just saying, we'll be in front of the safe. But guys, we do this to help y'all.
Yep.
And, you know, the biggest, greatest joy I ever get in life is going to shows and people come and say, oh my God, Roger, you're the reason why I got into the trade. I became a better tradesman. I started my own company. I learned to do social media like you and grow my company. So a lot of cool things, but as you can see, I don't do it all alone.
No, I can't let him come in here solo. I am Henry Wakefield, a.k.a. Squirt, as you see on the screen. I'm a 20-year pipe fitter by trade. Loved my trade. My whole family's plumbers, so I had a plumbing apprenticeship card the whole time and did a lot of plumbing at the same time on some projects. Now I get to run Leak Pro. I love doing that, and we would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's the business in a box. You can find that on the website leak.pro. Simple as that, leak.pro. But if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. And I do a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. And we'll teach you every aspect to actually add leak detection to your business on water and sewer systems. So give us a call once again, 1-8888-LEAK-PRO.
And it's such a good business. Now, we got into this because we started a plumbing company, grew a plumbing company. And to be honest, there's a lot of people out there that don't know what they don't know. So I'm involved helping start up and grow residential service professionals. And if you want to learn more about it, we're doing an event this Friday in Dallas. All you've got to do is go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch and come join us. And in this, you're going to learn about how to make more money in your business, how to market your business, how to grow your business. We've got amazing coaches. We've got amazing training. We've got a lot of cool stuff that we're doing. There's a link to it right there that I will go ahead and favorite there. And if I can find it over here somehow, some way, I'll pin it to the top. But go check it out. Like I said, residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch. And I think you'll enjoy it. But we started doing all of this because of what I do on social media. Now, I started doing YouTube 7 years ago, just over 7 years ago. We grew a business, we scaled a business, and we sold a business. And we had to sell it because we got so big on social media and people were asking me to help them grow their companies. Well, guys, we put together a course, but it starts with a free webinar. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about social media, YouTube, how to make money, how to do things right, it doesn't take a lot of fancy equipment to get started. It doesn't take a lot of followers, and it doesn't take a lot of views in the beginning. But it takes you getting started. So if you want to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com, sign up, watch the webinar, and then come back in and let me know what you think about it. And it doesn't matter if you're on Instagram, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. I'm talking to all of you. Learning how to do videos on YouTube will help you grow anywhere you want to grow. So go check it out, and I think you'll enjoy it. All right, national news. PFAS remediation funding and the trades. So today's top story dives into a growing wave of funding, federal dollars being allocated specifically to PFAS remediation efforts. And this is tied to water and wastewater plant upgrades. If you're in the trades, especially if you're in civil, MEP, or maybe environmental specialties. You need to be tracking this because many states are funneling these dollars through their state revolving fund programs and directly to local utilities. And this means RFQs are popping up for everything from pilot filtration skids and other changeouts to full on-site upgrades. Now, guys, this is a big deal because whenever we talk to Halo, which I love the Halo water system.
Oh, down. Main. Click main.
There we go. Whenever I talk to Halo, Glenn says, look, PFAS are the biggest things people worry about. Yep. You know, when we catch fish these days, we realize there's a lot of plastic inside their bodies. It's because there's no way to get rid of it. It's in the waters we're drinking, and it ends up in us too. But the work touches nearly every single trade. And civil crews will handle pad prep and trenching, pipe fitters, be installing stainless steel and HDPE lines. Plumbers do some of that too.
Yep.
And MEP teams will be installing everything from pumps to MCCs, VFDs, and PLCs. If you're bidding this work, you'll start seeing tech stacks like granular activated carbon, high pressure RO systems, ion exchange, and advanced oxidation in the spec packages. That means unique pre-filtering pump sizing and power leads that need coordination up front. And this is not going to be your standard bid. Compliance will include all kinds of things like Buy in America. So guys, make sure that you're looking at all this stuff, you're going through it deep, and you understand what it takes to get in and do this kind of work. And this is great for companies that do like industrial type stuff like we did.
That's it, man. Going to some of the, like, granted, I don't really want to go to a wastewater treatment plant and work, but guess what? I've actually kind of worked on some of them smaller batches, not actually city levels. It's a lot of work that goes on out there, and it's different than your norm. And that's what I really like. That's why I loved my industrial space, because I got to do a lot of things that weren't your normal. It wasn't your standard. I didn't ever put piping that was conveyor for coffee beans and grounded coffee. It's really cool at some of the things that you get to learn out there in the industrial spaces. And I never avoid them. I try to embrace them and get to check out that new stuff, because you get to learn some different things.
And learn new stuff is what it's all about.
That's it.
Okay, bottom line. Cash discounts versus credit card surcharges. Yep. Now, this is something that gets talked about a lot, especially in best practice groups. So let's clear something up, because this one gets contractors in a lot of trouble. A true cash discount and a credit card surcharge are not the same thing. If you're offering a lower price for cash or ACH, that's a cash discount. Now, if you're tacking on a fee for card use, that is a surcharge, and it's regulated by the credit card brands and many states. So if you're going to implement either strategy, the key is transparency. Label both prices clearly. Here's the cash price, here's the card price. You do that up front, not as a sneaky line item added later. Now, customers need to know this before they swipe, not after. It's not just good ethics. This will keep you compliant, legal, and keep your tail out of a crack. If your card processing costs are 2.8 to 3.2%, make sure your gross margins don't take the hit on that. Price your services with that baked in. Then discount for the cash. You'll also need to update your estimates, your invoices, your POS setup, everything having to do with money at all. Yep. And make sure your CSRs and techs know how to explain it without sounding shady. For commercial work, remember, some GCs and municipalities don't allow surcharges in their contract terms. So you'll want to check that, and you'll want to get that agreement in writing. But the thing is, if you know that they don't, you know what percentage you pay, there's ways around it.
That's it. I was an estimator.
You've got to understand.
There's
ways around everything, and you got to know how they pay, when they pay, what they do, everything that they do.
And the key to an estimate is covering every cost, period. And that's a cost that's got to be thought about in the process. And it's just part of the breakdown. That's all it is. It's a part of the price. I'm sorry. There's nothing extra. It's not something I just pay out of pocket. No, it's cooked into the price because that's what the price is supposed to cover. Everything. Ooh,
It is what it is.
baby,
I'm telling you,
love it.
guys, if we disappear, it's Whiskey Wednesday.
Hey, listen down here. I think it's pretty cool. Escobar jumping in here. Nice and early. Plumbing student here, and he's about to get his toolkit in 2 weeks. Excited to learn how to cut and thread pipes.
You know, I got to tell you, in Escobar, we've made videos about that. We've got the Milwaukee, the pony threaders. Freaking love those things. But we get to do some really, really cool stuff. And it's great. Go ahead. We'll run through them real quick.
Gen X.
Says, good morning, fellas. Happy Whiskey Wednesday.
Yeah,
My kind of
baby.
day. Helping Hands says, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Brother Stanley Orchard is in the house.
Yeah, morning, bud.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you, sir? Great seeing you as always. And Helping Hand. Denver Shore Boy back in the house, brother. How y'all doing today? I'm doing a main stack right now. It's break time.
Yeah, buddy.
Man, glad you jumped in here. Thank you so much. And then Helping Hands says, Whiskey Wednesday. Let's go.
That's it.
This is one of my favorite days
I
of the
know.
week.
Whiskey Wednesday, hump day. It's all
You know.
good things happen this day.
All right, Randy, let's talk about safety. And this is Arc Flash, and it's electrical stuff, but man, it's a big deal.
Man, and I love to see the guys dressed up in all this stuff and like walking like a old knight.
The Pillsbury Doughboys walking through.
Suited up.
Yeah.
Arc flash risk during temporary power installs.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people don't think about it when it's just temporary power. Oh, that's no big deal. It's not much.
Right.
Because sometimes it's more than enough. Okay. And this is for anybody out there that's tying in a generator, ATS, or even temporary panels during a build out. Arc flash doesn't wait for that permanent power. So don't skip safety just because the setup is temporary. Okay. Don't look at it like, oh, it's no big deal. It is. Every power tie-in is a big deal. Hate to say that, but it is. Label your temporary gear just like permanent gear, though, because you need everybody to know what's there and how it's tied in. With arc flash boundaries and signage, don't let people get too close. Assign a spotter whenever you're doing these tie-ins and stuff. Keep people out of the area. Treat cam lock panels and tap boxes seriously, guys, because they are energized. So you temporary, permanent, it doesn't matter. It's still going.
And the big deal, before energizing anything, go through your proper lockout, tagout. And if you're not, you know, we talk about the guy trying to get home to his wife and kids, and he goes by to work on a light pole. Well, he tests it. There's no power, so he doesn't even worry about it. Unfortunately, it started getting dark, and the electric eye kicked on, and it got hot. He didn't make it home. Check stuff like that, guys.
That's it. And also do torque checks, infrared scans before you actually flip that switch. Make sure everything is locked in the way it's supposed to be. If somebody's racking breakers or switching under load, they need face shields, leathers, and the right cat rated PPE. No shortcuts, guys. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, not when it comes to stuff like this.
Not when it comes to stuff like this. Engineering controls can help. Okay, you can reuse remote switching, current limiting fuses work really well, and standoff tools so that you can actually do it from afar.
Right. I want a 4-foot screwdriver.
I've seen the grabbers that just to flip a switch, and it's just this little point, and it's like, what the heck is that for? It's like, oh, it's to flip that breaker over there that it keeps me out of the danger zone and everything. It's like, holy cow, oh, doggone feet, storms.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
wondering why he's here.
No, I noticed he wasn't over there, and I looked, and he was right behind us. Yeah, he don't like thunder.
That's it. He likes to be close to dad.
And always have one-page energization checklist. And you tape it right to the board. That way everybody sees it. If something trips or it fails, hold a quick post-mortem with the utility and the EC so you don't repeat the mistake next time. And talking to that electrical contractor from the get-go is like, look, man, what's up? That way you know what's happening. Guys, electrical deaths are one of the biggest problems that really should never freaking occur. And not just electrical, Randy, power. We talk about lockout, tagout, and everybody thinks, oh, well, it's electricity. Just turn the breaker off and put a bouncer in front of it or something.
Man, it's more than just electricity. It's any energized system. I've seen major incidents from other stuff, liquid nitrogen, oxygen, water. when water's got enough pressure, it can be devastating. So lots of things to think about. It's not just one. And lockout, tagout procedure are so important to protect everybody. But electrocutions have actually climbed to the fatal 4 in OSHA now, guys. That was not how it was for me growing up.
Right.
Yeah, I heard about some electrocution, sure, but it wasn't up there in the fatal 4, and now it is. So definitely something to keep in mind and think about.
And you know, we talk about wearing the right vests, the right hard hat, stuff like that. Now, when it comes to electrical, you make sure you have the right rated equipment.
Yeah.
And safety inspect it, just like we do fall protection gear. Look at it. Is there a hole in it? You know what that hole means? That electricity has a spot to get to you. So check stuff like that out. All right. See here real quick. I know that we jumped down.
Busy.
I know it's
right
been running.
Right after that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stanley Orchard says, appreciate the energy this morning. I'm all about that. Whiskey Wednesday, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
Whenever we get together, well, I'll show you what Whiskey Wednesday is all about. Denver Charboy says, Roger, I have a question regarding my toilet at my house. Whenever I flush it, find the toilet paper comes back up. Could it be due to how old the toilet is? Yeah, if you've got an old one, it could be. Also, Denver, look at the fill level inside. Is it up where it's supposed to be? If it's not, that could be a problem. Also, is your ankle stop open all the way? Is your toilet filling up fast enough? That way it gives it that little extra burst of water when it flushes. Yeah. Matt McDonough says, Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing and Squirt, what's up, brothers? Happy Whiskey Wednesday. Wish me luck, gentlemen. Might have an opportunity to interview for a chiller technician.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe in one spot then. I mean,
That's getting into my world. Yeah, I like it.
Got to go be a hero. Go League Pro. Thanks, brother.
Good luck.
All right. Helping Hands says it's most likely mineral buildup or a restriction in the line. Yep. Restriction is what it's normally all about. Love you, bye. Safety is life-saving. Boy, and that's the truth.
Sir.
And Bradrick says, had a guy pass away here recently in Florida. 2 others hospitalized. They're still investigating what happened. Yeah, guys, look, safety is serious. And we do. We talk about it a lot.
A lot.
And we do it for a reason. We've both had to study it.
Yep.
It's a big deal.
I came up in my apprenticeship hearing about how everybody died in the past, but I got to hear all the reasons and how they died and things to look out for me in the future to protect me. And that's why we talk about these things so much.
And Denver says, does Texas where you live have combined sewer and rainwater? No, there's sewer water and there's storm water. Yep. So
separate.
It's separate here in Texas, which is a good thing. All right. We're going to roll into new construction. And this is BESS plus renewables. And this is big MEP scope. Now, the battery energy storage systems, and I love these. I remember the first time I walked in, there's a place here, I think it was called the Tree House or something. And man, it was just all natural stuff. They had a Tesla roof, a Tesla battery wall. Yeah. And I mean, they were like a net zero building. I don't know that they did rainwater capturing on it though. But these things are exploding in demand, especially when paired with solar or wind farms. The trades are right in the middle of it too. And we've been talking about this for a long time, guys. If you're an electrician, the electrical scope here goes deep. Medium voltage terminations, DC cable management, wiring for inverters and PC systems, protection settings. Got to make sure that nothing overcharges, overpowers. And your SCADA, your SCADA, and your EMS controls. Your electricians need to be fluent in commissioning workflows. And if you don't know about it, check out Schneider, man. They're all over it. Yep. But you got to understand the workflows and the safety systems. Mechanically, these containers or enclosures need cooling. And guys, cooling is such a big deal for stuff like this. HVAC systems, ducting, heat rejection. These are not afterthoughts. You look at this from the very beginning. Fire safety is code driven. Now think about your NAF or NFPA 855, the gas detection, emergency shutdowns, and all the signage required. Civil crews are coming out and laying the pads, the bollards, the drive lanes, everything, while the grounding plans must include bonding across racks and corrosion control. You guys, bonding is what's going to keep it all safe. At closeout, expect insulation resistance tests, your EMS functional checkouts, and your utility witness testing. If you're not already chasing this kind of work, it's a future-proof investment to start training now. And look, Randy and I talk about this stuff all the time. If you're in a trade, number one, if you are in HVAC and you're not doing indoor air quality house in every single house you walk in, you're leaving money on the table. If you're an electrician, you're not looking at the whole house GFCI panels. You're not looking at solar. You're not looking at wind. You're not looking at battery systems.
You're going to be outdated soon.
Yeah, real quick.
I hate to say it, guys, but everything is headed this way. And like, that's the key is like these battery systems. That's what we like to talk about is the new opportunities that are out there, the latest and greatest things that are coming, new opportunities. Don't give up the old opportunities, sure, but embrace some of these new ones because it's going to be the doors of the future. And all the old ones are going to kind of start to close slowly as things become more efficient. We start leaning into solar more. Everybody's going to end up having a battery rack somewhere, I'm sure.
And not even that they're going to close more, but look at them because there's a million companies out there that just do toilet repairs.
Yep.
There's not very many that, where I was headed to next, plumbers. If you're not doing whole house water filtration systems, if you're not doing slab leaks and leak detection, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, well, I'm a plumber, but I don't do that. It'd be like saying, well, I'm a plumber, but I don't do water heaters. It's plumbing.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you? All right. Mindset growth. Randy?
Time boxing
I love
for
it.
superintendents. Okay. And guys, let's talk discipline here because this is the kind that buys you back hours. And that is the most important because time you cannot replace. If you are a superintendent or a foreman even, protect 2 hours a day. Every single day. Just for you to plan. The only way I could stay 2 weeks ahead is guess what? I had to start with 1 day, a couple days, a few days, but I had to have a couple hours to dedicate to this to get ahead. So you want to block it early.
And once you're 2 weeks ahead, it's easier.
Once you're 2 weeks ahead, you're probably not going to need a full 2 hour blocking.
No, you might be able to sit down for 2 hours and block out the next week
That's
because
right.
you're ahead. Nothing's bothering you.
That's it. And if you're blocking it early on, it starts to get so much smoother and you just see the flows. And when something shifts, it's like, oh, man, something blew up. Hey, y'all jump on what we're doing next week. You just start over there. We'll come back to this. It's fine. But you've got to protect that time to be able to get ahead the way you want and let your crew know that, look, during this time, don't bug me. Don't call me.
Yep. My phone's off.
Go to the lead guy, talk to them. If they can't clear it up, hey, guys, I'm only blocked out for 2 hours. I will be back. Find something to work on it. But what do you do with that time? You want to work your 6 week look ahead. Because once you're 2 weeks ahead, guess what? You want to be looking way further. You want to check manpower moves. Do you got to shift crews? Where? How many?
That never happens.
Prefab needs, you got to call the shop. You need a delivery come in. Do you need parts, materials? Sub coordination. Do you need a subcontractor to do something before you can go in there? You've got to make sure it's done. And also constraint logs. Keep track of things that are holding you up. What is constraining you from doing your part? You need that detailed log. So it's the CYA, guys. You got to cover your butt. We all know it. Delegate approvals so that you're not distracted. Okay. Use a simple template that you can rinse and repeat. That's what I'm saying. Once you're 2 weeks ahead, it gets easier because you've created that template, your routine. You know it. You've got it. But in the end, end each planning block with a 10-minute team recap so that everybody knows what's going on. Then track how your schedule variance improves. And if the same issues slow you down 2 days in a row, escalate it that afternoon. Okay. Planning time, it's not fluff, guys. It is the foundation of a well-run site. And it's something I love to say, plan that work and work that plan. But you have to put the time in to actually make that plan and get it out there so that you can work it.
And I love this because really until you know how to do it and you start doing it and you start doing things right, you don't see how beneficial it is. And it's funny because I remember talking to Squirt one day. He says, Dad, one of the coolest things you ever taught me is get 2 weeks ahead of your people. And it makes your job so much easier Because if you're 2 weeks ahead, you're not running. If you're just trying to plan for tomorrow and tomorrow's materials aren't here, you're jacked.
That's it.
But if you've planned 2 weeks ahead, and nope, that material's here, that material's coming in 2 days early, it'll be here the day before I need to get it in position because the next day I have guys working on it. But the thing is, guys, even me, when I started my company, I didn't know how to do things right. Now, this video is sponsored by Residential Service Professionals. Residential Service Professionals is a best practice group that teaches you the things that you need to do to run your business right. If you want to learn how to run your business right, if you're not sure what to do, you can learn. I remember when I first started my company, I didn't even know what I didn't know. I remember being on stage with Michael Gerber. He said, man, this is great, but you need a coach. You have no idea what you're doing. I said, I don't. He says, we send people to school to be doctors, lawyers, attorneys, all kinds of things, but we never send people to school to learn how to run a business the right way. Even business class. It may teach you numbers and how to communicate with people around the world, but they don't teach you how to run a business the right way. That's what good residential service companies are about, doing things the right way. And if you're in a best practice group that has you chained down because they've got you tied to these systems where you're in their cookie cutter box doing things their exact way, you ain't building your company anymore. You're building theirs. And they're getting a big, big percentage of it. So if this is something you want to learn more about, Julie Jones and I are doing a best practice training on Friday, a business intensive, and it's going to be good. So if it's something that you're interested in, go to residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch and check it out.
That's it. And everybody, we would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They let us come in here, hang out, and talk trades for an hour each and every day to help benefit you in the long haul of this wonderful world we're all trying to build every day. But at Leak Pro, we do build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And when I say the system, guys, we build a couple different pieces of equipment. So I always suggest the complete kit. It's the business in a box. It comes with everything that I build. But I build a probe, which is a T-handle style with a stainless steel rod. And that stainless steel rod is super durable. This is the one we like for probing in and out of the ground. It's what we like for that meter to the home service, irrigation lines, anything just underground out in the yard. But when you go inside, we love to have that sidekick that also comes in that complete kit. And it's the pistol grip style with an aluminum rod. But that aluminum rod's what really sets it apart from that probe because it's a less dense metal, so it enhances the sound more, but it eliminates the layer of concrete when you're listening through a slab. Whether that's slab on grade under a home, driveways, patios, sidewalks, anything like that, that sidekick is awesome. So you can check out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection, give me a call because I offer a 2-day in-person training where I come out here and do some hands-on training, teach you how to locate lines, pinpoint locate leaks under a slab, outside of a slab, even how to determine where a sewer system's leaking, all from the double clean out outside of the home. So give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd love to talk about the equipment or the training and how it can help you in your business.
And guys, look, I started doing a lot of this because of what I did on YouTube. And what I did on YouTube was literally learn how to grow a business. I learned how to grow a business, scale a business, and sell a business. If this is something you'd like to do, if you'd like to learn YouTube because it works, I put together a free webinar to help you to learn that. And if you want to learn more about it, go to justmattroger.com. Check it out because, guys, at the end of the day, YouTube's not the problem. It's that voice inside your head telling you that it doesn't work because YouTube will work. And what I'm teaching you in this webinar is that you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment. You don't have to have a lot of followers. You don't have to have a lot of subs, but you do got to get started. And this webinar is the first start. So if you want to find out more about it, go to justmattroger.com. Check it out. I think you'll love it. Okay, the next section, all the trades.
All the trades, baby.
And that's what this whole YouTube channel is about, all the trades. And pull plans, and I love this, because pull planning for services and small projects They work just like they do on the big jobs, guy. And on the big jobs, I remember being in the superintendent meetings and they've got a calendar on the wall. It's like, here's our end date. What do we have to have done right before then? But you don't need a full general contractor staff to run a solid plan. Grab a whiteboard, draw out your key milestones. What is your arrival? What is your rough end? What is your test? What is your trim? What is your punch? And work it backwards. Have each trade come up, slap on their time blocks, and call out any constraints or what do they have to have before they can do that.
Yep.
It doesn't take long to do it, depending on how big your job is. This is pool planning in miniature. Build in buffers. Keep constraints logs with the owners. That way they know what they're not doing to keep you on track. Track your daily PPC, your percent plan complete. Are you where you're supposed to be? That way you see where things are slipping. Take photos, post it in the gang box or the group chat. That way everybody sees what the schedule is and what they're supposed to be. Start with a 2-day change out or a small T&M job, something like that. Once the wins become visible, once they see, hey, wait, we're getting things done on time, we're knocking it out, you've got fewer schedule changes then and a better flow because they're happy. And your crew will say, hey, look, let's do it again. I used to love it. And like I've told you, I would take a drawing or a section of a drawing to my guys. I say, hey, y'all are moving up to level 3. You're going to do rooms 204 and 206. Here's the drawing. I've already pulled the MCAA labor on it. You've got 43 hours to complete all this work. Your materials are up there. All you got to do is grab your toolbox and roll up there. You're ready to go.
That's it.
Freaking amazing.
Man, and like the best jobs I feel like I've been on, I didn't have to deal with another trade really. They weren't really in my space ever because the job was planned so well. We were never in each other's way. The only time we talked to each other was when we really needed each other for something, not because we were just in the same space on the same day. The job was planned to this level of magnitude. Look, no, they need this space, but it's relying on them, so they have to have that space first, and y'all can't start until they're actually done. Let me know when they are. Here's when they're supposed to be done. Let me know if they aren't. It's probably more how that actually goes.
Pretty neat stuff. All right, let me jump back over here in the questions real quick. Okay, Helping Hand says, I'm digging this Whiskey Wednesday. I do FOF, excuse the language, but it stands for Mess Off Fridays. I love it. Denver Shaw Boy says, I showed someone at work, Roger Wakefield, and he asked me to ask you how long it took you to grow that stash. You know, believe it or not, this one here grows pretty fast.
Yep.
I could literally shave it off, and within a month, it'd be back thicker and fuller. Helping Hand says, you'd be surprised what I cover in my day-to-day. Yeah, all of us.
Yeah, that's it.
Ting Ting back in the house says, hello, Roger Wakefield, Squirt, and chat. How are y'all doing? How are you doing? I hope you're doing wonderful
How's
today.
Elevators World?
Yeah, I know. Man, I am so excited for you. Dimmer says, the job I'm at is so unorganized, having to fit 8-inch storm drain hub to hub fittings in a cramped spot next to ductwork. Very annoying. Yep. We've been there.
I was gonna say I've been in some tight holes, laying on ground, doing stuff. Yeah, I've been in some spots.
And I like working in those tight places. You get in there and you're like, look, what do we have to do to make it work? It's all right here in front of you.
That's it. I've crawled a lot of ceilings.
Oh yeah, yeah, dangerous ones.
That's it.
Laws and licenses. Squirt,
Something
refrigerants.
different, yeah. So A to L refrigerant field do's and don'ts. Okay, A to L refrigerants are here to stay, and they come with a new playbook, guys. These low flammability fluids require extra care. Okay, ventilation, it's non-negotiable. And open flames or sparks, absolutely not. Okay, so use A to L rated detectors, recovery tools, and make sure that your storage meets labeling and separation rules during brazing. Okay, you have to purchase with nitrogen and watch the heat limits. Okay, in some cases, Press fittings may be the better route. And we've actually tested those here recently.
And they test pretty good.
They test pretty good, guys. So don't count them out for sure. But you never want to leave A to L cylinders in hot vents. Okay, you have to take care of these a little different than anything we've dealt with before. And always charge with an electronic scale to ensure the accuracy of it. If you're not training your crews on the A to L's regularly, start now and pair new techs with experienced leads who actually know that drill and can pass on the do's and explain the don'ts so that they don't make those mistakes either. Because that's one thing that I feel like as an apprentice coming up was one of my majors that I always wanted to know was, look, I want to know what are the do nots and why are they do nots? Like, what's the reason that we don't do it that way? Why is it better to do it this way? I wanted to understand the explanation of it and the understanding. And I feel like that's how most apprentices are nowadays, guys. They just want to understand why we do the things we do and why it's a specific way. What's the reasoning behind it?
But they need to understand why it's important to do it the right way.
Yep.
So, look, I love this stuff. I think it's great. The more we teach people, the more they learn, the better they're going to be. All right, business training. Turn SOPs into field chatbots. Now, your crew should not be guessing, and your SOPs shouldn't be buried in a dusty binder. Centralize them into one internet cloud folder, one place that they can get to everything, clearly named, version controlled, and tagged by job role. That way they don't just get to read everything the superintendent gets to read. Then connect them to a no-code internet chat box. Now, these are neat, and I know this because we're kind of building stuff like this out right now.
That's why I wanted to bring this up.
Man, we're building out some neat stuff, guys.
coming,
I signed the contract a while ago. Imagine your techs asking, what's the torque spec for this model?
Ooh.
Well, here's the deal. What if they could just go in and ask your chatbot, hey, what is the torque spec for this equipment? It's going to get an instant answer from your company documents. No more group text. No more, hey, I think it's this. Let me check. And you get back 6 hours later.
Yep.
No more guessing. Put the QR codes in the gang boxes, on toolboxes, wherever they're needed. We talked about this the other day. Monitoring equipment with QR codes, tagging it. Oh, there's a QR. You want to know about this equipment? Shoot the QR code. It'll take you right to that page. Monitor what's being asked most to identify training gaps and make sure every SOP update is reviewed quarterly with field input. Smart SOPs don't just train, they scale. Now, look, we're learning more and more about this. And it's really neat because I do have a couple of domains that I own. Actually, I've got a few hundred domains I own.
Yeah, but like the thing I love about this is it's not for everybody, y'all. It's your company's information. It's your personal chatbot. And the way I want to explain this is you put all your company information in as this is the knowledge that you go by. It will go by that knowledge and that information bank that you fed into it. And I love this for installers because it's just like, hey, I'm setting a Kohler toilet. What parts do I need? Boom. And it can pluck it up real quick and go, oh, well, typically it's all these things, but occasionally you need this.
Mm-hmm.
Just for that little extra. You can teach these bots everything to where it really is somebody you can bounce the questions off of that have the actual knowledge bank you built in so you know it's going to give you the right answer. Don't be scared of this as tradespeople because it's all coming, but it's actually here to help. And where I originally thought of this was like a spec book because I did estimating and I'd get 2 spec books this thick.
And have to read it all.
What if I could just feed it all in and ask the chatbot the questions I actually have that I need to look in that spec book to get? Boom. That saves so much time. So definitely something to think about and look at for your future and how it can benefit you. And you can start using it.
And yeah, it's great per job because I've been on some jobs that I think 2-inch had to be brazed. And then I've been on some jobs that over 2-inch had to be brazed.
Where it doesn't start till 2.5.
Yeah. And if you're running a whole bunch of 2-inch and you're brazing it, and you don't have to, you're spending a lot of time and money you don't need to be spending.
Yep.
I'm just saying. All right, vehicles. Speccing the right rig.
Oh, sorry.
And box truck, Sprinter van, trailer, what is it that you need? Each has its strengths. And if you're moving big volume, a box gives you the cube. Sprinters, well, they give you the maneuverability in cities, which a lot of us work in. But yet trailers let you expand capacity without adding another engine to ensure and maintain. And if you factor in fuel efficiency, uplift costs, resale value, even HOA or job site restrictions, some HOAs don't want you to pull a trailer in there.
Nope.
A lift gate might save you labor, but it also adds weight, and that's going to put wear and tear on the vehicle and burn more fuel. Think through access, storage, and your power needs. Also check your gross vehicle weight rating and your CDL requirements. Do you need a commercial license to drive some of these things? If your best techs can't drive the rig, it's just a paperweight. And guys, that is not good.
No, I worked at a large company, so we had guys that had CDLs because we had to have big trucks. But if your main tech can't hop in and take the load that he needs, let's say out of town work, we had special trailers that would actually, you could haul to a superintendent's truck, so you didn't have to have a driver per se for some of the small shutdown projects. There's different things and methods to meet a lot of requirements, and it's something to always just kind of think about. It's out there is what's going to be best for all of our situations for the long term, not just short term. And like, I know it's hard to think long term a lot of times because we're held up in the now and what's going on here, but you've got to just stay focused, think the big picture and what's going to pay out over time, like the lift gate thing there.
And they're
It's
good
going
to
to
have.
cost you money. Yeah, that's right.
Oh my
Like
God,
lift
they're
gates
good
are
to have.
amazing. I would love to have a lift gate on my truck. I don't need one on my truck very often, though. So that's
And you
the
really don't
difference.
want it.
That's it. And I don't really
Most
want
of
it there
the
because I
time.
don't want to deal with it most of the time until I actually need it. Then, it'd be nice to have. But that's something that you've got to play in. You know, do you haul a lot of gang boxes? Do you transport gang boxes from site to site? It may be worth having a lift gate on that truck if they're loaded and heavy. So always something to think about. Are docks available? Things like that. Like there's so many things to put into this thoughts of what type of vehicle do we need? What's going to be best? Are our trailers an option? Because sometimes that's the easiest way to go.
All right. Ting Ting says, I finished my interview.
Right.
If you don't mind, let me talk in a day or so. That thing was hard, but I got the paper. Now waiting on placement.
All right.
So that means you got accepted, I'm assuming. Congratulations. I wish I would have had AI search when I was in the military. All I had was mil-spec and technical manuals to search for days. Yeah. And guys, that's the thing about AI. And when I was talking a while ago, I said, look, I own some domains. I own a ton of domains. But I own like rogerwakefield.ai. And my plan is to one day build that out as a chat to where people can come in and ask me questions. It can listen to every video I've made. It can study every course I've made. It can study every post I've made. Say, well, here's what Roger would say. Here's how Roger would answer it. Guys, the stuff that is being built out there today is phenomenal. And it's neat stuff.
That's it. Embrace it.
And enjoy it. It's really gonna make our lives easier.
Well, that's it. Just like there, you know, like I would love to have an AI search because it was like you back in your time. It was libraries. That's all you had. You didn't have a computer that you could do a search on. You didn't have a phone you could search on for sure. You might be able to call somebody and ask them the question. Maybe if you knew the right person to be able to call. Embrace the new things as they come, guys. It's getting a little better, a little quicker. And that's the thing I love about the AI is it can read through all that information way faster than we can and summarize it for you so that you get what you're really looking for. And that's the cool thing with it.
And the cool thing is, man, we're building some neat stuff.
We are. There's some really cool stuff that you can do with it.
It's a lot of fun. And learning how to use it, I mean, you learn more every time you use it.
That's it.
Neat stuff.
It can be the easy button for a lot of things.
Now, when it comes to your truck, though, remember, match the truck to your work, not your ego.
Yeah.
And I say that as I got that big old jacked up 4-wheel drive.
It's okay. Like, guys, Texas Green Plumbing Vans used to have Roger on it. Big green pipe wrench and everything.
I saw the logos for that the other day. I just started laughing. Yeah. Yeah, I'll pull that up one day.
That's
it's
it.
pretty
You
funny.
got to keep it home brand, baby.
Hey,
I
was
remember the
definitely
first
on brand.
one I saw cruising around town, and I went, "Oh, there goes my
There's
daddy."
Dad.
Okay.
I've had people literally, they'll go out in their backyard or something, they look over and they see my face looking over the fence. And
Take
they're
a picture.
take their camera out and take a picture, and one of our vans is parked in a neighbor's driveway. And all they
great.
can see is my face, like, the fence is right here, and my face is like, yeah, pretty funny.
Wilson.
Hey, I know exactly. All right, social media spotlight. Now, this is neat because this is John's Manville Roofings.
Yes.
Okay.
This
And their
surprised
roofing
me.
systems, man, these are supposed to be really, really nice. Their content is gold for any roofer or anyone who works around roofing. They consistently post high quality demos of wind uplifting testing, proper curb flashings, and even failure analysis. Even better, their videos make for great 5-minute safety or pre-task briefings on site. You can also replicate their test setups for training days to really drive home the best practices. One thing to note, this is a manufacturer channel, so while their techniques are solid, always confirm with your own project specs before copying the install exactly. What's required in your area, or do you even know?
Man, that's it. Something different here today, guy. Like roofing, and then I know John Mansville from insulation and
You bet.
stuff. Had no clue they did, and I just thought this was awesome. Like it blew my mind because even at the trade shows, I don't think I've ever seen them really promote their roofing
No,
in the ones that we've looked
I
at.
haven't
And
seen
we
it.
go to some like all building, like interesting.
big ones.
But their roofing systems, they started this back in 2018 is when they started the channel. Only 2,500 subs, 368,000 views. But the reason that I brought this up, guys, I think this is really cool. 1,000,000 square foot solar project paired with the JMTPO roof. And we talk about the way everything's going, everything's transition, it's all changing. This is a manufacturer out there showing you how they're embracing it and tying in to build with the things that are coming in the future. And I just thought it was really neat to go through and see it from a manufacturer. Something different than we normally do. I'm normally looking at it from the trade itself, not from the manufacturer side. So I thought this was really cool. And if you're a roofer out there, you can go through and check out the different manufacturers, materials and stuff, learn some different things. There's training videos, tools to install, just a lot of different things. Now we're getting down to some Espanol. So they've got them both, Spanish and English. It looks like in a couple different ones here is what they've done. Great thing to do. Like there's so many
you're good.
just different things here, but it's showing you their techniques. And like it was saying before, you're going to have to check with your project technique and what's required there. But I always love to go back to the manufacturer to hear how the person that's building it really wants it done typically. And if you get that information directly from here, you're right in line with what they want. And I thought it was really cool to see that they actually have roofing stuff. I'm not a roofer, guys, and I've never done a roof.
And I've
Lots
never
of things
wanted
I've
to.
done. Yeah,
I've
roofing
never
hadn't
wanted to be a
interested
roofer.
me. I've thought about the most I've thought about, I guess, was like thinking of a doghouse or something and doing some shingle, but I don't have to do too much thinking on that roof either.
And we got nail guns, so we're good.
I just gotta stack the shingles and we're good.
I know.
And I'll only have one slope, not two. I don't ever have a seam at the top. I keep it easy.
Although it is nice having that vented roof up here.
Yeah, the new one that we got
Yep.
here. Yeah, it does help. I've noticed the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see any shorts here. Let's see the most popular curb flashings.
Of course.
Okay. Yep.
Big deal in roofing.
And hey, I'm usually up there watching these guys do this part because
Because our unit's going
I'm
to sit
there.
on top
That's
of it.
it. My units are there. I've got drains coming through. So many different flashings that we deal with because we're piping guys, and roof penetrations is one of the things we deal with all the
Mm-hmm.
time. And then we got to supply flashing sometimes. Sometimes it's the roofers. It's different all the time. And you've got to read through what your job requires there, because that all matters on who actually furnishes some parts too.
Oldest videos.
Custom roofing solutions. Ooh, Bike MS. Oh, I used to do that.
What is it?
Bike MS, Colorado 2018. So I guess they've got a team,
Here
I'm
in
sure,
right.
that bikes. I used to do that with Brant Bikers.
So explain what that is.
So Bike MS, okay, so multiple sclerosis, and they do a Bike MS. 150 is typically what it is. It's a 150-mile bike ride on bicycles, not motorcycles. Everybody always asks me that. It's over 2 days. Typically, for us over here in the Dallas Metroplex, we typically start in Frisco. We go to like Grapevine day 1 and into the lake and everything's real nice. But then day 2, we go from there and in downtown Fort Worth on the brick roads. It's so cool. Such a great experience. Love to give back and do extra things. And I think it's really cool to see that pop up. It's just something different that we normally don't see very often. And I love to see that personally. But just some of the basics, flashings, things like that, how to use their products was really how it all started.
Neat
Plant
stuff.
safety, stuff like that. And then the manufacturing. Like, I think that's pretty cool, getting to see inside the plant and how things go.
Cool.
Best place to find stuff like that is at manufacturer sites. So.
And it is in most manufacturer sites. This wasn't huge.
Yep.
But they've got good content in it. And if you use their product, it's where you want to go. It's where you want to go to learn. It's where you're going to get the most value. All right. Best practices. Finance, tradesman, entrepreneur, teacher. Most people think tradesmen can't be business savvy. Well, guess what? You can. Now, I laugh at that nowadays. But used to, I thought, man, I'm never going to learn how to run a business. I didn't just build a business. I built a great one. And now I teach others how to stop guessing at profitability and start playing the numbers game like a pro, like other people do it. I didn't learn this from a book. I learned it from payroll, bad pricing, near broke Fridays. I remember literally asking Julie to go cash in a 5-gallon jar of change to make payroll one day. I learned from marketing companies ripping me off. But today I teach tradespeople how to read numbers, not just blueprints. But I did teach that for a while. Budgeting, forecasting, everything. Pricing to make money, pricing for profit. That's why I get to speak on stages across the world. And man, I've got to speak in the Bahamas. I've got to speak in
I saw that.
the Dominican Republic or Costa Rica. Yeah, I mean, I've got to speak in Canada. I've got to have fun. But I get to do that because of what I teach. And what I teach actually works. If you're tired of guessing at job costs, or you're sweating cash flow Fridays, August the 22nd may be your turning point. Sign up today and join some other tradesmen who are actually understanding that they need to get their numbers to work for them. And it's really funny because I remember one of the first coaches that I walked into, and remember guys, I've had Michael Gerber as a coach. I've had Brendan Burchard as a coach. I've had Pete Vargas, Pat Quinn. I've had a lot of good business coaches. But the thing is getting in and learning how to use these numbers and how to make the numbers work. I remember when Julie and I first started the business, we didn't even know what we didn't know. One of my biggest things was learning about marketing. Her biggest thing was learning about the numbers. How do you make it work? We started Texas Green Plumbing. We grew it, we scaled it, and we sold it. Did we just not sell it? We sold it 3 times, but that's a whole nother story. So anyway, if this is something you're interested in learning about, Julie and I are hosting a business intensive this Friday, August 22nd. If you want to learn more about it, there's a link pinned to the top. There's a link pinned to the top, and you just go to it. It's residentialserviceprofessionals.com/launch. And I'm telling you, I think it's something that you'll enjoy. I think it's something that will literally teach you that there's things you need to know to run a business. And most of us are never trained to do it. We just do it. We get in and we guess. Guys, there's systems and processes you can put in place that'll help you, but it'll help you grow the company you're trying to build, not just have you build a company like everybody else is trying to build. So, pretty neat stuff. Mr. Pramanik says, good morning, sir. Awaiting for the episode. We've been going for a while now.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed it. Ting Ting says, Roger looking over the fence. All I would see is that mustache. I believe that.
That's all anybody sees.
I know. Ting Ting says, a question I was asked is, what do you do in your spare time? My answer is, what I value in life is learning something new every day. If you don't learn something new every day, then you're not living. Man, I love that.
That is good.
That is a great answer. You know, the cool thing is look, we all want to get better. We all want to improve. And the way that we do that is we learn, we grow. I got tired of getting ripped off by marketing companies. And, you know, me and Julie talk about it a lot. But imagine driving down the road, throwing $47,000 cash out the window and knowing when you get to the office, your phone's not going to be ringing. We were getting ripped off by companies like that. So I wanted to learn something that I could control, and I thought that was social media. And of course, at the time I was 54, I thought it was Facebook. At 54, that's about all social media was then. But I was walking down a corridor and I saw a placard that said something about, you know, get in front of customers with video. I thought, wow, we could do that, never thinking it would be me in front of the camera. But I walked in and I learned about YouTube. And over the last 7.5 years, I've spent a fortune learning about YouTube. I've hired the best coaches. I've taken their courses. I've studied. I've learned so much. But now I teach companies how to do that. I teach individuals how to do that, how to grow them to where they can be found. Anybody in the United States can go to YouTube and search plumbing or plumber, and they're going to find me. How would that be for your business? If you think you can't do it, if you think YouTube is the problem, it's not. It's that voice inside of your head making you think that. If you want to learn more about it, go to justmetroger.com. I made a free webinar that'll help you get started. So go check it out and then come back in here and let me know what you think about it.
That's it. And everybody, we'd also like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And if you're a plumber out there and you don't do leak detection, this is the right equipment for you. You're who I build it for, I promise. It's simple. It's easy to use. I always suggest checking out the complete kit at our website, leak.pro. Yeah, leak.pro. That's our website. I know it sounds funny. Welcome to 2025. I love it.
It works.
Makes it easy, and that's what things are for. And that's what the complete kit does. It puts leak detection in your hands. If you don't know how to do it, though, give me a call, because I do offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. We built a slab out here with leaks under it to train you on.
It's not a slab.
No,
it's the Leak Pro slab.
It is the slab. That's
there you go.
And it is. Like, I have guys come out during training, and they're like, dude, there's no way I could get this anywhere else. And it's like, no, I built it intentional to run you through this process so that you know exactly how to do leak detection. And you leave with the confidence knowing you can do it. So if you want to talk about training or the equipment, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. Love to talk to you about it and how we can get this to add to your bottom line, because that's what I do it for.
And the thing is about it, like, it's really, really cool. And, you know, Squirt, I love being out there and seeing the look on people's faces when even the first one. Normally the first one, they're within what, a foot?
Yeah, because we talked through the process and everything. They hear it and they're kind of like, oh, okay. They don't know how to pinpoint yet because it's the very start. It's the very beginning. But just talking them through the process and walking them through how to do it, they're typically within a foot on that first one.
Okay, and if you're within a foot on a job in a house and you tunnel under or you make a hole in the ground, are you going to be right on the leak?
I cut a 2x2, so it's going to be in my hole, as we call it.
Amazing.
That's it.
Guys, this is great stuff. I'm telling you, Leak Pro has made my life amazing because of the way we used it in our company. And it's just a great thing to think about. Like we said, if you're a plumber and you're not looking at slab leak detection, whole house water filtration, there's a problem. Guys, Whiskey Wednesday.
Woohoo!
Work safely. Whatever you do out there today, do it safe and have fun.
Everybody, happy Wednesday. Hope to see you back here tomorrow for that Tequila Thursday. Get out there and hit it effing hard. You know we will. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.